Hey, and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So on the Zen market, we can obtain a new companion, the Shadar-Kai Witch. And we can inspect it and see that it's just going to be an active companion with the setup of certain powers, along with the ability to give you blurred vision, basically reduces the enemy's accuracy, and you also gives you the utility power, the sense through the Shadowfell, which will increase the drop of campaign currencies in the Dragonborn Veil campaign, this being the newest campaign with module 22, and it'll also give you a certain percentage of power and crit chance, and when that's maxed out, that's 3.75% on each of those. And this being the new campaign here, the Dragonborn Veil. So let's check out this witch companion, this Shadar-Kai Witch, what bonus she actually gives and how good is she within combat, which currencies actually are increased within the new zone. So here we have the companion, and from initial inspection upgraded to mythic with a mythic runestone just here, or a mythic companion enhancement. We can see that she does quite a lot of damage. We have her summoned there, we'll just attack these guys and she's just gonna go and boom. You'll see what she does with the hand there. It can do some pretty massive damage, but in a small area. And otherwise, you may have noticed she summoned kind of an orb, like you would see within Ebon Downs, where you would fight Idris. And again, let's showcase her against, let's say, this group of enemies. And there she does the hand early this time around, but it was pretty badly aimed at only hitting the one guy there. And then she can summon that orb. We'll see what she's like again here. She goes, and this time I didn't reset her, but you can see she just killed nearly all of those drakes there, which is great. So she does have a decent output in damage. Let's just check her one more time against this group here. Ideally she'll do the hand first, but sometimes she'll do that big orb first and then do the hand like second, which means she takes a lot longer to do much damage. Now you can see she can output a hefty amount within this new zone, and if you're struggling to kill these guys, then she's probably a companion I advise picking up. Look, she pretty much nearly killed the entire group there except this one drake, and then this orb comes along and that should finish off. She does some significant amounts of damage, but I'm going to compare her against what I generally run around with, which is the succubus just here, which I don't think she competes against. Look at her. She just goes and does a massive cone and everything's dead. We'll resummon her, go to our next group of mobs. Neo mobs can be spread out a bit for her and just bam, they're all dead. Now, you might also want to note what's this sense through the Shadowfell, increasing the drop chance or the drop rate of the currency by 10%. This is simply going to be the main currency which you'll spend within the store, unfortunately, which is this Veil supply vouchers. And we can see, as we saw there, we have 986. And we'll go and hand in one of these repeatable quests. We can see it'll say it'll give you 20. However, it will actually give me 23. So we complete that and we should be now on 1009. Let's have a look. There we go. Before, we should be on 1006 if we didn't gain the extra 10%, which is a little odd because 10% of 20 is only 2, but they apparently give you 3 instead of 2 more. And we can claim the next quest again, and it'll say here like it's only giving me 20, but it's actually giving me 3 more, which it says it separately. Means you can grind out this currency a bit faster, just 10% so, and then you can grind out these weapons and level them up, and same with the gear. And also make sure you have enough currency for your keys, and also then let's say you want to dedicate to a certain faction and purchase these rewards, it'll be a bit easier to do so. In my opinion though, when you look on the cost of her in the live server, she's the same as the other companions. I've already got her, but she's worth the same as the purple ones, 1,500 at base cost. You can reduce that, I believe, then at least by 20%, and thus you get her for a bit cheaper. But again, not worth purchasing her, and also because you can't buy her and sell her, it's going to be immediately just bound to your character. So let's have a look at some dummy tests that we did with her, comparing her damage further, and we can see her single target damage per second is not great, averaging at just under 20,000 there. We can compare that against the pseudo dragon, which is up there at nearly 39,000. So not by a long shot is it going to come anywhere close in single target damage to the pseudo dragon. Now we did a time to kill test within the new fancy arena, and here we have our witch and the damage she was outputting, and she could kill the enemies within 1 minute and 11 seconds. They're going to have to kill all of the enemies, and sometimes it takes them longer because their basic attacks are pretty terrible, so it takes them a while to kill the guys, and then it's based on how quickly do they come off cooldown on their other big hitting powers. So we can compare that time against, let's say, this succubus, and you can see the succubus can do that time in 54 seconds. So not the worst, but in my opinion still not going to be as good as like the succubus's deadly kiss of like 259,000 damage on its like max hit there without even combat advantage. It's pretty crazy what the succubus can output. So then we did like damage within 5 or 6 seconds, and we can see that this was the amount she was outputting, about 135,000. You can exclude the Cloud of Steel and the Lost Mouth Vengeance along with the Poison Thorn. So we're reducing it about 16,000 off that. So she deals about 120,000 damage within, let's say, 5-6 seconds. Compare that again against the succubus, who was dealing about over 500,000 in just 6 seconds. Pretty crazy. So in my opinion, not a companion you really want to pick up for damage unless you really have no other companion you might want to use as summon to help you in this new area. It will also help you, especially as a new player, if you're trying to get those new weapons and upgrade them along with the gear. Then it will definitely help you with grinding a bit more with the utility power. You don't need to upgrade her to Mythic at all to gain the full bonus. We look on the live server here and we can see that even in the Zen market there, that this bonus is going to be 10% no matter what rarity she is. And they basically don't change in damage either by upgrading them. You may have seen my video I've done in the past. There is no point upgrading your summon companion to deal more damage. So in my opinion, I wouldn't upgrade her, although you will lose a little bit of item level by not having a maxed out companion. Like a mythic companion there with 100% bolster gives 3,000 item level, whereas a purple one will only give 1,200. So you lose a little bit more than a half of the item level, which in my opinion is not going to warrant upgrading the Shadar-Kai Witch unless you really want to just use her always as someone. The companion damage they output usually always changes, and it's not something you can reliably rely on to stay the same. So overall, in my opinion, the companion's not worth it to pick up, perhaps as a new player, but even so, all things can still be done in time, and active companions are not something you want to rely on, as Cryptic Studios generally like to mess around with them. However, if you got the spare Zen, you could absolutely pick her up and not bother upgrading her, since you can just leave her on purple, still get the full 10% extra bonus of campaign currency within this new zone and the campaign to go with it. With that said, again, I'd like to give a massive thank you to all of these lovely channel members for helping me keep my channel going. And if I present this well, consider leaving the video a like. And if you're new around here, consider subscribing. We'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.